Hi!
Hi.
I'm Lillian.
And I'm Felipe.
And we're the Postmodern Family.
Welcome.
Thanks so much for watching our videos. We make videos about Americans living in the UK, and especially about living the traditional family life here in the modern world.
How dare you?
We know we're not in the 18th century. We realize this.
Or the 1950s.
Today we're going to just talk about what we did for Thanksgiving. Please subscribe to our channel, and you can do that by hitting that red button down below. We were fortunate enough this year for my mother to come join us for Thanksgiving, and it had been many years since I've
cooked.
No, it had been many years since I've been able to celebrate Thanksgiving with my mom.
Yes.
It was nice to have her around, and she was sous chef, she said, and that was helpful because I gave myself 2 hours to prepare all of Thanksgiving dinner, which is ridiculous. But I was so busy that same day I had an appointment at the hospital for our son to check out his clicky hips, and thankfully he is fine. He doesn't need any procedure for that. So I was manic.
Yes. It was very frustrating. I just wanted to relax.
But anyway, he didn't do anything in the kitchen or anything.
Clearly.
Of course not. But he did help set up the table, which was helpful. Something a tradition that we've started is to have roast duck instead of turkey.
I know, it's heretical, but we believe it's an evolution of doctrine, an improvement upon the ancient teaching.
To be honest, I don't like turkey. Turkey is really difficult to get succulently juicy. So most of the turkey that I've eaten all my life has been dry. And I hate dry poultry. And duck is easier to get juicy.
It's easier to get perfect to perfection.
We use this thing here. It's an Andrew James halogen oven. In America, we use the New Wave oven, which was what my mom introduced to us, and she said, that's where we get the quote.
She said it
cooks chicken perfect to perfection.
Does that make grammatical sense? Tell us.
But it's perfect because it doesn't make it dry. It actually cooks chicken really nice and juicy, and yet the skin is nice and crispy, which is really important for a good roast chicken. Crispy skin, which I love to eat.
The main item, which was the duck, which had a unique
marinade,
but was top. This is what Lillian's mother brought to the table and said, push it over the line from an average duck to absolute perfection. Was that at the last minute she sprinkled some sugar on top, and then we had a salad, a series of sides. So salad, mashed potato, that was white potato, mashed potato, and then we had sweet potato, mashed potato, and then we had this thing called green bean casserole, which I'm not particularly fond of.
No, it's really good when we have the true American ingredients.
We also had stuffing, which
I made from scratch for the first time.
Yeah, we didn't get it from a box.
Or bag.
Yeah. Stuffing.
It was delicious.
It was good.
I
must admit, it was good.
Day-old baguette from the co-op, and then my mom diced it up into tiny pieces, and then I toasted it in the oven, and then I put it on the hob and fried it up with some butter and all the seasoning. It was great.
And then there was some roasted vegetables, which were parsnips and carrots. The dessert was, of course, pumpkin pie.
You can't have Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie.
So that was a homemade crust, I think. You rolled it yourself.
Yes.
And then the mix was from what, pumpkin out of a tin?
A pumpkin out of a tin, combined with evaporated milk and some seasoning. Cinnamon and some cloves and some nutmeg.
You have the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July, and then you have the Declaration of Thanksgiving.
That makes perfect sense to me. Perfect sense.
What an airhead. This was the letter that George Washington, I think, wrote to Congress or to a newspaper, I can't remember, declaring Thanksgiving a national holiday. So I read that out loud. Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. And whereas both houses of Congress have, by their joint committee, requested me, quote, to recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer, to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many and signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now therefore I do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th day of November next, to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being, who is the beneficent author of all the good that was, that is, or that will be, that we may then all unite in rendering unto Him our sincere and humble thanks for His kind care and protection of the people of this country previous to their becoming a nation, for the signal and manifold mercies and the favorable interpositions of His providence in the course and conclusion of the late war, for the great degree of tranquility, union, and plenty which we have since enjoyed, for the peaceable and rational manner in which we have been enabled to establish constitutions of government for our safety and happiness, and particularly the national one now lately instituted, for the civil and religious liberty with which we are blessed, and the means we have of acquiring and diffusing useful knowledge, and in general, for all the great and various favors which He hath been pleased to confer upon us. Amen.
Amen. Then we try and say something we're thankful for, and then we played some cards, which I wanted to play a board game, but for some reason Felipe doesn't like board games. Board games are really good for building family and playing with your children.
You played blackjack.
It's like I don't know, she pretends that she understands everything. Mm-hmm. And it was really funny because she asked for 7 cards. You want another one? Okay.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Alright, is that good? Is that enough?
No. I just want
We hope you enjoyed our footage of our family's Thanksgiving celebration and that it inspires you to, even if you're not American, to celebrate Thanksgiving yourselves. If you like what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button and continue to follow us.
Let us know what kind of traditions you hold during this season. We'd love to hear what you're thankful for. Thanks for watching. Bye!